I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. I didn't think so, but here we go. I couldn't go back down. Not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. I think there's something over here. The pile of mail on the floor I now saw was addressed to me. Bills, credit card offers, a letter from the bank. They were all addressed to me. She never existed! What am I missing? Gosh, darn it. Oh, the safe. Who killed that man anyway? It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Okay, I already have the books. Alright, I bet that's just what I was missing, was the wallet. Down and down and down. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe, I thought, I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. Now I can't click any of this stuff. Oh, wait. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? What? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Yeah. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with that gun. Did I pick it up again? It was like it was like carrying an anvil, but I wouldn't let it go. Not again. The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by an inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house, but by the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. What? Everything smelled musty and old down there. But that's not going to change. Nope. Where do I go, my lovely? Where do I go? I want to know. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. But I had the gun again, and that knife. This wasn't the only way to end this, I knew, but did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yeah, let's do it. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. What had happened to the other man I had found in that old house? Had I killed him? Is that why I was locked in that room? Or did you? After making it out of those... Sorry, the pause there was because that was kind of creepy. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like 2 people. But who was it that was attacked? And what had I been doing at Norman's place, or even in that old forest? Didn't look good, that's for sure. Had I been responsible for what had happened there? What did you think? Was I guilty? Or was I just mad? That awful forest, though, was no better. It had been dark, stuffy, and terrifying, there's a typo there. Why had someone left that notebook? I didn't remember seeing that list of names anywhere else. Did I miss something? There were probably more terrifying discoveries to make in those woods, but I would never go back. I, at least, was adamant that Norman wasn't the one going back for the old plant. But who was? Do you think it was me? Is there something there you didn't want me to see, didn't want us to discuss? I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then going to Norman's store. That's where the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Norman. You bastard, I had killed you, and it was clear to me now why. You had taken Rachel from me. You were going to take her away altogether. In the end, you got what you deserved. But as painful as all of that was, oh, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had seen and done, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. I had no idea, though, that it was only the beginning. When I had first stepped through the kitchen door, the silence had been unnerving. But to think that I went through all of that, completely unaware of what I would discover. Had I killed Norman, thinking he and... Well, that there was something was going on. Everything that I held dear and true was now spinning around me. I had nothing to ground me, nothing to give me purpose, or even the faintest hope of reason. Without Rachel, without what I thought was Rachel, I was lost forever. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth. I'll give you that. But now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna watch this and see if there's anything after the credits. This is great though. It's you know, in a way this reminds me of The Usual Suspects, which I'm not gonna say much more about that because I don't want to spoil that movie in case you guys haven't seen it, but very thought-provoking. Mike Trudoom Ducey. Sorry, reading one of the names. One of the things I like about this game, looking at the credits here, is that most, if not all of the sounds they did were Creative Commons, it looks like. Freesound.org is a Creative Commons site, I believe. Press space to share your story. Let's do it. Oh. Oh, the developer is asking people who finished it to tell them, what do you think happened? What do you think the real story is? Man, this is so cool. Alright, I think I'm going to leave off answering that for now, because I'm hungry. And just Exit the game. Which, by the way, has the coolest exit screen. It says, if I gave up now, I would remember what I had seen so far when it all happened. Did I quit? Basically, it's like, I'm just saving progress. No. Mac problem. But yeah, that's home. I hope you liked it. Or I hope you liked it, because I sure did. And yeah. Ciao.